So we're going to be going through what it will
Ultimately, what the result's going to end up as with the Crystal Palace and Manchester United game. Now, wanted to touch on a few things with regards to how we played last game. We're only a couple of bits. Obviously, we look lethargic. It's not making excuses by any means, but those are the, I suppose, that's reality. We look lethargic. We look sorry, just saw that light there. We look lethargic. We look yeah, like we've played too many games, which is fact, if you like. So yeah, I wasn't surprised. We was dead in the feet. We ended up with 10 men. Again, not excuses or anything like that. However, that's part and parcel of the situation of how we saw it. What's going on, Palmeiras? Good to see you again as well, bro. So yeah, a couple of bits I wanted to go through. Wanted to stress a few points that we are still the informed team in the Premier League, ladies and gentlemen. We are still the informed Premier League team. Of the last 5 games, we've won 4, drawn 1, obviously against Southampton. But obviously, it hurt last game, didn't it? It hurt last game. Let's be honest, it did hurt. I know it hurt me. I was gutted. I know we're down to 10 men, but I was still gutted. But I know Ollie's rested some players. I know Brandon Williams and Luke Shaw didn't train today or yesterday, as Ollie said in his press conference. I'd like to feel that we are going to get back to our attacking best, which is our potent attacking force of Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, Pogba, and Bruno as well. Fab five. So yeah, I'd like to say that's what's going to happen. Rachel's in the house. What's going on, Rachel? Long time no see. 2-0, I reckon, says Rachel. I like the confidence there. My prediction is 3-1. 3-1 is my prediction. Whether or not that's going to be the case, I do not know. Let's see. 3-1. I don't think we'll be keeping a clean sheet because Southampton got Southampton on the brain. Crystal Palace are quite dangerous going forward. That being said, their main threat is obviously Wilfried Zaha. Benteke has scored now for the first time in ages, but you know it's one of those. Let's see how we get on. Now, in the last 5 games, we've conceded 4 goals. I mean, it's not great, but it's obviously not the worst situation. 2 soft goals against Bournemouth and 2 soft goals against Southampton. Now, overlooking that, in the past 5 games, we've scored 16 goals. Just let that sink in for a second. The past 5 games, we have scored 16 goals. Now, if you remember back in the beginning of the season and last season, scoring 16 goals in 5 games was a dream. That was, that was way off in the distance. That would never happen. So for us to have done that in the past 5 games, 16 goals. Now let me break it down for you and how we scored those goals. Marcus Rashford has scored 2 in 5. Mason Greenwood has scored 4 in the last 5. Anthony Martial has scored 5 goals in the last 5 games. Our strikers are on fire. Bearing in mind, Rashford has just come off a double stress fracture to his lower back. He's just getting back from that injury, and he's getting better and better each game. Mason Greenwood is getting better and better each game. That being said, obviously, he got shut out, pretty well by Southampton. But at the same time, we did a poor job of trying to find him or give him goal scoring opportunities. So yeah, that's 11 goals made up between our front three. As I said, 16 goals we've scored in the past 5 games. The other goals, 5 goals, have been made up from Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. If you want to break that down even more, Bruno Fernandes scored 4 in the last 5 games and Paul Pogba scored 1. Now, this whole thing that we were down to 10 men. We played the same starting 11 5 games in a row. I will find this stat of how many games versus days those 11 have played, and a lot of them have played the full 90 minutes. Not forgetting the Norwich game was in between that as well. So, which was 120 minutes. So these guys have played a lot of football, coming off a long time of not playing football. So it wasn't like they had 6-7 weeks off in pre-season, or with a full pre-season, sorry, and then coming back and playing, you know, a game, 2 games every 7 days or something like that. These guys are playing 3, sometimes 4 games in 9 days, which is madness. But that's what they're doing. So that's why you can, again, not making excuses, just stating facts. That's why there was a bit of lethargy to be seen. Now, if you look at the fact that we have Crystal Palace, who are safe from the drop, they're 11 points off the drop. So they don't really have a great deal to play for, other than, I suppose, money by way of what place they finish in. But they're the team that's on their second worst form in the Premier League, losing 6 straight Premier League games. Only Norwich can better that with 7 straight Premier League losses in the Premier League now. So, you know, these are just the facts I'm stating. This is just the obvious I'm stating, if you like. Now, I would like to say that we're going to be all gung ho how it has been. I think there was a little bit of complacency as well when we started against Southampton. There wasn't that urgency. Obviously, case in point, probably getting caught in possession a few times. Matches getting caught in possession. The balls and passing wasn't crisp like it has been. It was Bruno Fernandes's worst game since the lockdown, since the return of lockdown. Pogba's worst game since the return of lockdown. Greenwood's worst since the lockdown. So yeah, you know, they're all key players. So yeah, we definitely won't do as bad as we have done there previously. So yeah, that's my stats and facts. Let's see. Rachel saying Martial and Greenwood to get those goals for 2-0. Palmeiras, I think it will be 4-2 sort of game. I generally think our attackers are carrying our defence at the minute, which is a brilliant point. And to Rachel's point as well, Martial and Greenwood to continue their scoring form. That would make it 6 in the last 5 and 5 in the last 6, respectively, for Martial and Greenwood. But yeah, absolutely. I don't feel like we're going to keep a clean sheet. I don't think we've got a clean sheet in us at the moment. I feel like we're leaving ourselves exposed unnecessarily when we're attacking. You'll see when we're pushing forward, we've got both wing backs pushing really, really high up the pitch, regardless of which side of the pitch the ball is on. I feel like we should have, if, for example, Luke Shaw is attacking down the left-hand side in terms of the ball and possession being close to the left, that he should push on, and Wan-Bissaka should tuck down a little bit. Not saying he should make up a 3, because Matic should be always maintain that position, but he should tuck round a little bit, not being level basically with Luke Shaw on the other side of the pitch when the ball's on Luke Shaw's side of the pitch, and vice versa. That being said, I know we're not creating very much width because we've got Greenwood as an inverted forward and Martial as an inverted forward. So natural width isn't going to be there right now. So that's why I feel like we should be, you know, I know we're trying, like I say, Ollie's trying to cover and create width by our wing backs, but we're leaving ourselves unnecessarily wide open. So if we're not scoring with these attacks, which we have been, 16 goals in the last 5, if we're not scoring with these attacks, then teams are breaking on us. Southampton, look, they broke on us quite a few times, and we were caught out of position. Aston Villa were caught out a few times when they broke on us as well. So we're leaving ourselves unnecessarily open, I believe. The pressure is on us, that's for sure. Rachel saying there. Benteke suspended for tomorrow. That's good news. Palmeiras saying there. Not entirely sure if that's a good thing or not. Yeah, man, that's good. That's good news because he's a bit of a beast sometimes, Benteke. So that means, you know, he's been on decent form, even though he's not been scoring loads. But that just means that it's another problem for Roy Hodgson's side. So, you know, that's definitely a good thing. Greenwood's on 18 in all competitions. We formed the team. We are the form team in the Prem since restart. Yeah, absolutely. And before the restart as well. I think people forget that we were on very good form before the restart. I don't think we'd lost since Burnley. Basically, since Bruno has played, we've not lost a game. We are now, is it 17 or 18 games unbeaten? I think it's 18 now, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's 18. But that being said, this is, you know, it's brilliant. We're in a brilliant position. The opportunity to go further, as we all know, as it was well documented, we lost out on. But it's okay. It is okay. With the opportunity still in our hands. Norwich nearly got a draw against Chelsea, as we would have seen yesterday. Earlier today. So yeah, it's one of those. 18 games unbeaten there. Thanks, Rachel. So yeah, I'm just hoping that we can keep that going. Now, what I did also want to do is go through my team prediction for the Crystal Palace game. I've gone with, and let me know what you guys think as well. I've gone with David De Gea in goal, obviously. Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof, who I think needs to be taken out of the team, but I know Ollie won't. This is just my predicted 11 of what I feel Ollie will do. Yeah, I think Lindelof will be left in the side. If Brandon Williams and Luke Shaw aren't fit, where Ollie mentioned that neither of them trained, as I mentioned earlier, yesterday or today. He said that Luke Shaw's ankle is swollen and Brandon Williams has got a cut eye. Now, I believe that Brandon Williams has more of an opportunity to play than Luke Shaw, because if your ankle's swollen and it's still trying to repair itself, obviously. So, yeah, for me, I definitely feel like Brandon Williams has a better opportunity to play ahead of Luke Shaw. So hopefully that's not the case, because Luke Shaw has been pretty consistent. 7s pretty much every week for the past, well, since the return lockdown and before. So he's been pretty consistent week in, week out. And that's what you need. You need consistency from as many players as possible. Not, you know, you're going to have your 8s and 9s from various players, your attacking players more than likely. But yeah, for sure, I'd like to see Luke Shaw back. I'd be surprised if he did come back. That'd be ahead of schedule, I'd assume, because, as I say, it's a twisted ankle, as Ollie said, and it's swollen now. So highly unlikely that it's going to be uninflated, let's say, by tomorrow. The kick-off is 8:15, so Ollie said he's going to give them both every opportunity to get back. So yeah, I've gone with Dalot as a replacement if Brandon Williams and Luke Shaw aren't fit. Pogba, Bruno, and McTominay I've gone with as the midfield three. Rashford, Martial, and Greenwood as the front three. So yeah, it's there for us, and I believe that Ollie will probably look on bringing Juan Mata to try and keep possession, because as opposed to Fred, and because we lost a whole heap of possession when Pogba and Bruno, well documented, came off the pitch. So I don't think he'll make that mistake again with how much Southampton were pressing us. So 8:15 tomorrow away at Crystal Palace. Let's get the job done. Now, as I said, I feel like it'll be 3-1. Don't think we'll keep a clean sheet. Feel like we'll score a few goals though. I also believe that the goal scorers will be Mason Greenwood, 2 goals, and Rashford 1. So yeah, I feel like that would be good enough. I feel if we can get that result. Now, I wanted to look at some of the fixtures, because obviously it's quite tight in the league. The league is as stands. We are on 59 points with Wolves behind us on 55 points, and we have a greater goal difference than Wolves. We've got plus 26. Wolves have plus 11. Leicester are also on 59 points. Now, if you guys have watched before, you remember that I said that I believe we should be aiming for and can catch Leicester in terms of goal differences. Because we have them the last game of the season, it may come down to that. So where we've been beating teams 3-0 and whatnot, and not been putting them to bed, or scoring 5 and conceding 2 against Bournemouth, and as I say, not putting teams to bed, that last game against Leicester is crucial. They have better goal difference than us. Yes, we're level on points, but we need to be scoring goals, because if we draw against them, we're in trouble. We are in trouble. because obviously, as we stand, they've got a great goal difference of 3. Chelsea, who just about beat Norwich 1-0, they're on 63 points. So obviously we've got a game in hand. We'd go a point behind them, obviously, but they are on a minus goal difference. We're on plus 26 goals, as I say. Chelsea are on plus 15. So obviously, if we were to catch up with them and end up level on points with them, we'd obviously go ahead of them in the table. So let's go ahead and have a look at Leicester's remaining games. Leicester City are playing tomorrow at 6. So that's obviously ahead of our game. So we'll know what the result was from that game. They're playing against Sheffield United. So Sheffield United still trying to in those European places. Sheffield United on 54 points. They've got Spurs behind them on 52 and Arsenal behind them in 9th place on 50. Really, really tight between 9th and 4th place. So yeah, 9 points separating all those places. So as I say, it's not an easy game. Really not an easy game. Leicester City are at home. They've got Sheffield United. Sheffield United have been up and down. Let's have a look at Sheffield United's form, actually. Sheffield United won 3 of their last 5 games, drawn 1 and lost 1. Obviously, they beat Chelsea, which done us a massive favour. They beat Wolves to do them a favour and us, obviously creating a bit more space. Obviously, they beat Tottenham as well and lost to us. That was our last loss, which was against us. So they're on good form as well. Leicester, on the other hand, they've only won 1 in the last 5 games, and that was a 3-0 win against Crystal Palace. They've lost 2 and drawn 2. So their last game, they lost obviously against Bournemouth 4-1, which was obviously huge. So yeah, it's all there to play for, man. Everyone's playing everyone. Everyone's beating everyone. We're drawing against the teams. We're not losing against teams. 18 games unbeaten. So it's all there to play for. So yeah, man, it's really, really tight, really, really tight. So back to Leicester's fixtures. As I say, Sheffield United tomorrow. Then they've got Spurs away on Sunday at 4 o'clock kickoff. So Spurs obviously trying to get into Europe. They're probably going to miss out on the Champions League places. Pretty sure of that. Spurs are still trying to fight for Europe. They're at home. Spurs are. Leicester away. So that's by no means a free points. And then obviously Leicester are at home against us. Final game of the season. So that's a tough fixture. That's a really, really tough fixture list there for Leicester. Leicester, 3 games left. Sheffield United at home. Tottenham away. And Manchester United ourselves at home as well. So Leicester could either come away with all 9 points or no points from those 3 games. Everyone's got something to play for, including ourselves. I'm going to predict that Leicester draw against Sheffield United, beat Tottenham, and lose to us. So that gives them 4 points. So yeah, that's my prediction anyway. Let's go to Chelsea's last 3 Premier League games. They have. So they've played. Hold on, what's that saying there? So, oh yeah, Chelsea played. Obviously, they played yesterday and beat Norwich. So Chelsea have Liverpool on Wednesday. That's tonight. Bloody heck! What about? So Liverpool are play. They'll be. Hold on, let's go and check the. Are these guys playing now then? Okay, so Chelsea's got a tough run in as well. Liverpool and Liverpool and Wolves. Chelsea have, so that's. I can see us finishing 3rd place with this. I really, really can. I can see us finishing 3rd place. This is going to be good. This is going to be good. So Chelsea, Liverpool, Wolves, Leicester, Sheffield United, Tottenham, and us. And we have, let's go to our games. If I can get back to it. We have obviously Crystal Palace, West Ham, and Leicester. So winnable games, man. Winnable games. We should be winning these games. Have to win these games. Absolutely crucial. Absolutely crucial. I don't know. It's nail biting time. If you're not a nail biter, you'll become one over the next few days. So yeah, I'm just hoping that we get what we deserve, which is third place and ultimately Champions League football. So that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I believe we're going to get as well. And also, Rashford and Martial are both on 21 goals and 8 assists. Again, well documented. And I think that's quite, I think that's quite prevalent. I feel like we're going to, we're in a fantastic position with our forwards at the moment. And yeah, long may that continue. So let's see for sure. Green was obviously on fantastic form as well. And I'm just wondering who's going to finish top goal scorer out of Martial and Rashford, because they're both, obviously Martial's in a bit better form, but they're both on decent form, that's for sure. Red Devil Studios in the house. What's going on, G? Make sure you guys go and check out Red Devil Studio, my guy. We can win, Shane. I believe that as well. I believe we're gonna. Yeah, I definitely believe we're gonna win and get the third place. Having taken a closer look at Chelsea and Leicester's fixtures. Raymond Moore, what's going on, mate? Any news on Luke Shaw or Williams? Who will be our left back tomorrow? Yeah, so I was touching on that a bit earlier. I believe, as Ollie said, that he'll give both as much time as possible. So that'll be a kick-off decision. Luke Shaw's ankle swollen, obviously from the twist, and Brandon Williams' eyes cut, obviously from the head clash. So yeah, I've gone for Diego Dallo. Just for those of you who missed my team lineup, Ollie's predicted lineup will be David De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof, Dallo if Brandon Williams and Luke Shaw are not available, Pogba, Bruno and McTominay. He'll give Matic a rest, and he will go with Rashford, Martial and Greenwood. So that was for those of you who missed the prediction. So as I say, Rashford and Martial both in 21 goals, 8 assists each, identical goal scoring and assisting records. I believe that Martial will end up top goal scorer, and I think he'll end up with 25 goals. That's in all competitions, by the way. Obviously, not forgetting we've got Chelsea and we've got Lask in the Europa League as well. Chelsea FA Cup and Lask Europa League. So yeah, hopefully that comes to fruition. Mad Mark UK, my God, what's going on? Is in the house. Palace to win 2-1. Behave yourself, Mark. Behave yourself. Palmeiras, ha ha ha. Arsenal are losing. Love that. Boom. But listen, I feel like if we're gonna we could possibly draw against Leicester, because Leicester and Chelsea will drop points, win the next 2 and 3 games respectively. That's what I feel will happen. So let's see. I feel like we may be in a position that we can I'm not saying we should or we will, but I feel like Arsenal and Leicester's games are a lot harder now. So yeah, man. Okay, no surprise there. So Arsenal are losing. Let me go to make sure I've got the live scores up. So Tottenham beat Newcastle, Wolves beat Burnley, Man City beat Bournemouth. Am I behind because I'm not seeing Arsenal losing. Losing to Liverpool. Okay, Arsenal won't even make the Europa League. Red Devil Studio there with the banter. I love it, and I tend to agree with you. And I don't know if if they're even going to be anywhere near probably 11, 12 next season. They're just no player's going to want to join Arsenal. No one's going to want to stay at Arsenal either. So it's a very real proposition that Arsenal not only miss out on Europe next season, but drop further down the table. It's not unheard of the way they're playing at the moment. Okay, we need Liverpool to beat Chelsea for us next week. I completely agree. Palmeiras there, Mr. War. Arsenal always losing. Boo. Okay, Mr. War, I know who you are. Red Devil Studio, you know what would be funny? United and Leicester win their next 2 games, and Chelsea lose to Liverpool. We could play out a draw in the last game with Leicester. That's a good point. That's a good point. Mad Mark UK, Man United getting them side, getting their side decent now. The defense is weak, is a weakling. Once conquered, you will challenge for the title. Whoa, strong words there from a Liverpool fan. Mad Mark UK, I like that. I like that. Once we sort out the defense, we will challenge for the title. That there coming from a Liverpool fan, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say about that. So other than you're absolutely right there, Mad Mark UK. I do believe if we I don't know about Luke Shaw long-term being the long-term left back. I know we need to replace Lindelof with a more athletic defender and a centre back that can head the ball, let's say. Left back, I'm not sure, as I say, with Luke Shaw. I'm not too sure. Right back in Maguire, I think we're sorted. Goalkeeper, we do need to look at the goalkeeping circumstance at the moment, because David De Gea, for the past 18 months, has been off form. A lot of howlers within that time, misplaced passes and all the rest of it. So, yeah, I do believe that, you know, I do believe that we're going to end up losing De Gea, let's say, and Dean Henderson possibly coming in as our number 1. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, so do you know what? The fact that Crystal Palace are on such bad form now, it's yeah, it should play into our hands. They were unlucky against Chelsea, but that being said, we've got to look at it for what it is. They've lost 6 games straight. As I said, their main attacking threat is Wilfried Zaha. We've got Wan-Bissaka, who will keep him quiet. I can even see him playing off the right-hand side just to steer clear of Wan-Bissaka. That's how good he knows Wan-Bissaka is as well. So yeah, I'm just very, very, very cautious right now about getting excited, because I know Chelsea's fixtures are harder. I know Leicester's fixtures are much harder. We should have put ourselves in third position already, but we didn't. But that's the way the cookie crumbled. We won't play for draws, says Rachel. I completely agree, but it would be a funny circumstance. Raymond, Chelsea can't even beat Norwich convincingly. They are definitely getting spanked by Liverpool. Nelly, I think Spurs will finish above United this season. Come on, you yids. Behave yourself, Nelly. Behave yourself. Stop talking blasphemy. Mad Mark UK, Liverpool fan, but a real football fan. United problem is the defence. Everything, every other parts are ready. You know what, Mad Mark UK, I couldn't have put it better myself. Midfield's ready. Strike force is ready. Anil Patel, stop the agenda with Luke Shaw. He has been excellent. There is no agenda with Luke Shaw. However, I did say he's been very consistent since and before the lockdown. I just don't know long term, and that's only because of injuries there, Anoop. Stoic Savage, the lads gonna have blood in their mouths against Palace. We're gonna smash them, bro. I completely agree. Even though I've only gone with 3-1. So let's see. Yeah. Wan-Bissaka is tired. Absolutely. The low is injured too. Red Devil Studio, give us an update there. Thanks for that, bro. I didn't know that. I didn't know the low was injured as well, which has been the case a lot, which leaves us with youth players, basically, which isn't the worst thing in the world. But yeah, couldn't agree more. Wan-Bissaka is tired, looking tired, as was a lot of the players. Pogba especially, Bruno as well. Rashford, he had a decent game. But yeah, I just feel like we're going to be in a good position come the end of the game, because we're going to win 3-1, of course, and other results will go in our favour. As I said, was it Leicester play before us tomorrow? Yeah, Leicester play at 6 o'clock against Sheffield United. So hopefully Sheffield United do us a favour, even though I'm predicting a draw, and they go and absolutely batter Leicester. But saying that, how far is Sheffield United behind us? They're on 54 points, so I don't know. Maybe, yeah, still better Leicester. Still better Leicester. That would be good for us, because at least we can put some daylight between ourselves and Leicester and start chasing down Chelsea then, who, as I said, they've got some tough fixtures against Liverpool and Wolves remaining. So I feel like I'm feeling confident. As I said, from looking at Chelsea and Leicester's fixtures and knowing ours, we're in a much better position. We're the form team in the league. We've won 4 out of our last 5, drawing the other game, obviously, against Southampton. We've conceded 4 in those last 5. We've scored 16 in the last 5 games as well. As I mentioned before, for those of you who weren't here, breaking those 16 goals down, that's Rashford with 2, Greenwood with 4, and Martial with 5 in the last 5 games. And Bruno and Paul Pogba making up the other 5 goals to make it up to 16. So, that being said, I believe we will be ending up finishing in 3rd place come the end of these next load of fixtures. Let me go back to seeing everyone's predictions, by the way. So, Rachel, for those of you who don't know, I am doing a giveaway for the end of the season on who has predicted the most correct results. There's been a few people missing, so this is what we are giving away. Can you see that? The glare. It's Ring Central. For those of you who don't know, obviously you can link it to your phone, and if you're watching a game, for example, you don't have to miss the game, because you can look at the phone, see who's at your front door, tell them to go away because you're watching the game. Simple as that. So Rachel's gone 2-0. Palmeiras went for 2. Who else has put a prediction in? Get your predictions in if you haven't already. Mark said 2-1 to Crystal Palace. Can't see any other predictions in the chat, guys. So get your predictions in. I've said 3-1. So, yeah. Listen, I'm just, like I said, I don't want to get too confident. Don't want to get too hyped. But I believe we're going to be okay. Stoke Savage, 6-0. Bro, love that. Love that confidence. Listen, we need that, like I said, because like I said before, Leicester have a better goal difference than us with just 3. And I've said before, way before, we should be aiming to catch Leicester, and I believe that we can. So we should be absolutely aiming to catch up with Leicester as we have them in the last game of the season. It may come down to goals scored. So yes, goal differences. Sorry. So Savage says 6-0. Okay. Right. Okay. Ray Moore 2-0. I've got to go back and check the other results, actually, see who's winning, because I'm not too sure if it's me or if it's Raymond. Let's have a look. 2-0. Okay. Right. I'm going to leave it there, guys. I shall catch up with you on the match review. If I get a chance to do a review, I will. I doubt I will, but I'll do my best. But thanks a lot for joining me. I shall catch you, as I said, after the Crystal Palace game, worst case scenario. And yeah, fingers crossed we get it done and results go our way. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'll catch you next one. Take care.